Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Dewey Mosley coming to you with the daily trading update for Team Jireh for December 2020. Another interesting day, not too eventful, but look forward to talking to you about what's going on in the markets. Before we do that, let's get to our disclosures and disclaimers. Before we start any session like this, I always like to remind everyone that trading and investing involves significant risk. And everything that I'm talking about tonight is not intended as investment advice. It is for informational and educational purposes only. So with that, let's go ahead and jump over into the markets. And I'll bring the music down a little bit. I might even leave it on tonight, see how that works out. But let's get over into the markets. All right, so same couple of positions or strategies that we've been talking about over the last week or so. We're going to start again with the S&P 500. Have some good news on the S&P 500. Remember, we've been working trampolines on this as one of the strategies. And as of today, you can see our initial trampoline represented by this white square. We've reached the end of the box. So what that means is that this part of the strategy anyway will just expire for a full profit. And that's really good. We'll talk about how I can go ahead and talk about how the hedge worked now. Now, the hedge that I had on when it was bouncing around in the box did start to eat into the profit just a little bit. So at the end of the day, we made about half of the total amount of profit on this trade, which is pretty good, right? Those of you that actually attend in the actual room, I give you the actual numbers. Let me get to some non singing music there. But for those that actually attend, I can give you the actual numbers. But hey, that's a pretty good win right there. So now that we've reached the end of this box and this is going to expire as of today, I can go ahead and just remove this drawing. Okay, so that's out. So what we have remaining is two trampolines left. Okay, so we have this one that kind of ends here, I believe, on or about the 11th or so. And then this one ends on or about the 18th. And again, we have to hedge once we hit the top of the box, and the bottom of the box, we'd actually have to close. And if we're doing our hedging right, we should actually be able to close for break even, maybe sometimes even a little profit. So that's a pretty good deal, win or lose. Also, these two parallel lines represent a RAM that we have going. So far, this is a winner because it is above this top line. Or if it turns around and comes below this bottom line, and it is in that state, once it gets to the end of these two parallel lines, that will be a winner. And we established another RAM up here. And really within one day, we kind of made it all the way up to the top line there. So bottom line is by the end, we just want it to be outside of those two lines. So everything seems to be tracking with the S&P 500, really enjoying these strategies that we're employing. And I will keep updating you on how it's going. Now let's take a look at the hedge. Okay, and we'll come down to the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so when we come down here to the 15-minute time frame, you'll notice that the S&P 500 has gone on a pretty strong run to the upside. While I personally feel that the equity markets are way too overbought and expensive, it really doesn't matter so much with trading because you have to trade what's in front of you, not necessarily your theories on where the overall market is going. And that did cause me to make a slight shift to what I was doing, but for the most part, I'm just going to write it as it is. And the only thing I kind of threw into it is that, I think the risk is to the downside, even if every indication, the way the market's acting and the stimulus and everything else that's coming up is just pushing the market higher. So that being said, because I'm not opening and closing my hedging strategy, I'm just letting it run. We are taking some heat on how far this is going to the upside, okay? And you can kind of see here in terms of profit loss that right now this is eating into the 2 remaining trampolines we have, maybe about half of it or so. But we are still good in terms of having enough profit to cover it. And then also remember that trampolines can just be cascaded and restarted in subsequent time cycles there. So we can just keep changing our cost basis. That's really what we're doing until inevitably the market does decide to take a breather and come back down. All right, so that's what we're trying to catch. But so far so good. It hasn't gotten away from us, and we'll continue to track this. Now let's get over to the currencies, specifically the Euro futures. All right, so here we go. Last time we talked, kind of told you about, what kind of happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, where we missed an opportunity to catch some really nice pips there. But since then, you can see that really the market has pretty much gone sideways, or at least the euro has gone sideways. What ended up happening, just based on the strategy that we're running, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so we can take a look at what took place. But you can see here, and again, when I'm doing these daily live trading updates, these are actual trades, okay? I'm not cherry picking anything or just depicting things on a chart. These are actual trades. So what happened is fairly early in the morning, we ended up taking a buy trade when we hit our level that we were looking for. Really just got up to that point and immediately turned around and turned into a sell trade for a slight loss there. And then it just kind of came back into our no trade zone and drifted down throughout the rest of the day and hasn't put us in a new trade. So right now, at least according to my strategy, we're kind of in a no trade zone, and we will get postured for next week and see what the market may give us. And if we back out to the daily level, you can see, hold on, wrong button. Okay, you can see here that the market, or at least the euro, did go on a move, right? And that's when we were catching a lot of profit. So we really want that movement to continue. We would prefer not to see any sideways trading here. And we really don't care whether it goes up or down, right? We can make money both ways. But that's what we're looking for, is for it to continue that movement. So again, fairly slow day. We're profitable and profiting. Our hedges and our risk management are working well, and we're on the right side of these trades so far. So we'll keep tracking it. I look forward to seeing you all in our trading meetings, our trading room during the week, our live trading room, our workshops, our opportunity meetings. You can invite folks to that might be interested. And finally, we also have business training. So enjoying working with you, and we look forward to seeing you at the next daily trading update or in the trading room. Thank you.